Let's turn our focus on the challenges faced by caregivers who are juggling the responsibilities of caring for their aging loved ones while also managing their own lives. It's very challenging for many, and it's only going to grow in our society as we become an aging country, actually worldwide. Now, as a caregiver for 2 years, I can absolutely relate to this fact. Honestly, although I did all these things listed, I did not realize how tired I was. It was a blessing to be able to take care of my dad, of course. I absolutely would not change a thing, but you must take steps to take care of yourself and follow some of these other essential tips that I'm going to give to you to help you navigate this demanding role. Because middle age and senior caregivers many are assisting their elderly parent, their relatives, or marriage partners. Now, helping them to manage medications, cooking, and comforting them during their health changes is a full-time job. So, tip number one. First, you want to establish a support network. Do not hesitate to lean on family, friends, or community resources for assistance. Build a support system that can help ease the burden and provide emotional reinforcement. Tip number two, prioritize self-care. Caregivers often neglect their own needs, which leads to burnout. Now, my getaway was getting a massage, and then sometimes maybe I'd have a nurse a little bit longer than my normal schedule. And while I'm out shopping for the groceries and the necessities, I would allow my time to maybe go to a department store or something and just take my time and browse. When you have nurses weekly on a schedule so that you can run those errands, you'll find real quick that you're always rushing around so that you can get back in time to relieve them. So you want to make sure that you schedule some time in there for some self-care. Make time for naps, activities that you enjoy, like going out to lunch with your friends, shopping, exercise. Like I said, mine was getting massages. And overall, you just want to seek respite, rest, self-care when it's needed. And even when it's not needed, seek out self-care. Tip number three. Communication is key. Keep the lines of communication open with your loved ones and your other family members. Involve them in your loved one's care. A lot of times, your family members, they'll think that, they tend to think that, oh, she has it or he has it. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any problems or whatever. So they're caught up in their own lives, and it's not for lack of concern, but unless they hear from you and get an idea of what's going on, they will not know. So discuss the responsibilities and concerns and any changes in health openly and honestly. I have a friend that's taking care of her mother. Her sibling actually, because her mother had been with her for so many years, her sibling did not understand or maybe necessarily believe or wasn't convinced that things have gotten more difficult. So she said she actually sent a video of time with timestamps of the length of time that it took her to get her mother from upstairs to the main floor. And I think she said it was something like the video stamps wound up being like an hour or 2 hours. And mind you, she only has one flight of stairs. And doing that convinced her brother, who was actually out of state, that wow, things have changed. Let me go and help my sister out. And it's been pretty awesome for her since then. She gets some relief. So you might have to be creative in your communication sometimes. Just another tip. So, number four, you want to stay organized. Now, this is so vital because you're not only juggling your caregiver duties in that adult life, You're also juggling your own life. If you have a mate, a husband, a wife, then that means you have more responsibilities. Maybe you have children, whether if they're teenagers or adult, uh, a dog. You need to stay organized because all of those activities build up and it becomes more stressful. So it's important to maintain detailed records of medications, appointments, and important documents. I kept everything from my dad in a folder. So anything I needed, his POA, his Medicare card, his health insurance card, it was all in that folder. That was my go-to. I took that folder from appointment to appointment with me because if they asked me for anything at the last minute, it was right there. Also, they have the little binders, file binders. I don't know how to describe them, like little folders where there's sections. Some people like those instead of a binder that opens up. But figure out the organization that works for you. Appointments. Put appointments on your phone. Most people have Google Calendars or Outlook, something that will remind you. That way you don't miss doctor appointments. So yes, utilize calendars, apps, or journals, anything to help you to keep track of schedules and other vital information. Now, tip number 5, if it's in the budget, seek financial advice. You want to be proactive in managing finances. Seek financial guidance to navigate the costs associated with caregiving, including healthcare expenses, and potential loss of income. Um, I don't know if a financial planner helps you know which paperwork you may need. Like, I think I found out about the need for a POA from my dad's attorney. Maybe it was the doctor or whomever as well, which was great for me because I got that in place before his Alzheimer's kicked in further down the line. So you want to make sure you have, I think it was like the medical POA, the financial POA, and then understand that the POA is no longer in effect when that person passes. So you have to have other legal forms so you can get into their checking account that you may need to pay for things with. It's like a lot of different things that you should have in place or have your name already on their checking account, which makes everything even easier. But you want to explore resources such as insurance benefits, those final burial costs or cremation costs. Do not get surprised by that. It is so much more expensive these days. I know a friend of mine thought that cremation was $500. Yes, many years ago. It is a lot more now. And maybe it varies upon depending upon where you live. Maybe in the deep country it's still $5, but I know it's a lot more. If you want to do a service or whatever, that can still add up to $3,000 or more. Burial, forget it. That's easily, I would say, 7,000 and up. So you want to make sure all the health insurance in place. And I will tell you, make sure that watch and make sure that the payments are coming out of the checking account every month because I I don't want to speculate, but my mom, when she passed, my dad had the same insurance for a long time. It was being auto withdrawn. And somehow, let's just say it was kicked out the system, and my parents hadn't noticed it. So when she passed away, the insurance was not there. I feel that it was a scam that was ran because the original insurance company was purchased by another company, and that company, I believe they did it on purpose because when I reached out to them, there was nothing on file. They claimed they sent out a letter. They claimed they tried to contact several times, but after constant reaching out to them, nothing was on file. So as people get older, I believe, in my opinion, some insurance companies do not want to pay, so they may kick out. I had a cousin said the same thing happened to her. Just telling you, make sure it's being, because I think it's over, depending upon each company, it might vary, but I know if the payments are not in within a certain amount of time, you're not able to retroactivate that account by paying up the premiums that was missed. And I think my mom's was easily over a year. And as we get older, we don't pay attention to those things. It's been getting paid for years, so they were expecting that it was paid. Also, you want to look into government programs and financial assistance and any financial assistance that may be available. So, sorry for my tangent, but I had to share that because I still get angry about that. Tip number 6, it's just unethical. Unethical. Anyway, tip number 6. Lastly, do not forget to seek emotional support. Join support groups. I will tell you, this was vital for myself. I joined, it was like 3 or 4 Alzheimer's support groups. It helped me get a lot of information. I learned about cameras that I could put up to watch my dad. I think it was handrails, all different things that I did not know were available to make his care a lot easier for myself. You also, maybe if you can afford it again, seek counseling. This could be a safe place for you to just vent and release and let go. I like the support groups because you got to listen to other people who were going through the same thing and learn different tips. But sometimes the support groups can be a little bit overwhelming if you have that one person who's taking up all the air and talking about their situation the most, and nobody else gets to chime in. So, yeah. Anyway, counseling, one-on-one counseling can provide a safe space to express your feelings, share experiences, and gain valuable insights just overall about yourself and the situation. But like I said, if you're doing the support group, you'll gain insight from others who are in similar situations. In conclusion, being a caregiver in midlife or your senior citizen years can be challenging, but it's not impossible. Now, with the right strategies and support, it's really possible to navigate this journey with resilience, uh, a little less stress, and with compassion. Now, remember, you're not alone. So, as you reach out with others who are going through similar situations or who have gone through what you're going through now, all information and tools that you can gain and insight that you can gain will help you navigate this transition in your life, because it is definitely another transition that we all have to deal with at some point or another.